The question I most frequently asked by people in leadership positions is, what is the number one task of leaders? And the answer is actually quite simple. I answer in one word: vision. A vision answers the question, where are we going? In essence, then, what a leader does is create the future, a future that wouldn't happen just anyway. Now, if you're shaking your head or a bit skeptical or don't believe me, just open the Bible to the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 18. There the author says, without vision, the people perish. So even 2,000 years ago, it was understood that vision provides us with a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning. It helps us to understand why we do the things that we do. In other words, vision equals life. Now, the greatest example of a vision that I've ever seen was Martin Luther King's speech, "I Have a Dream." If you've never seen it, you should watch it. It's available on video and all kinds of places. In it, prior to the Civil Rights Movement, King imagined a world in which black and white children would go to school together, play together, grow up together, work together, fall in love, a world in which there was true equality. And while sadly he never got to live to see the fulfillment of his dream, millions of others took up his charge, changing their lives, changing the world. Now, if you're thinking about it, you're ready to create a vision for yourself and the organization, the people you lead, I've outlined the process in 6 steps. Let's take a look. The first step is to know the past. Even if you're in a startup company, there is a past that's important to learn. Learn the history. Try to meet the people. If they're not around, hear their story, listen to their stories, because they do exist and they do influence any steps that you might be able to take. Step 2 is to understand the present. In other words, assess what you got. What are your resources, physical and financial? Who are the people that are already in place, and perhaps what people might you need to fill in some gaps? Step 3 is to dream big. And I mean big. No one gets excited about, this year we're going to pay all our bills on time. That's not a vision. It might be realistic, but too often the word realistic is used to keep things exactly the way they are, the status quo. And King's vision was not realistic, but it did become the reality. Step 4 is that once you have it in here, on paper, on your computer screen, start to share it with others. Originally with just people that are close to you, that you can trust, and then in ever-growing circles. When we share, we listen, not just speak. We have 2 ears and only one mouth. So listen to what people are saying. It may cause you to alter some aspects of your vision, and that's not a bad thing. That's okay. Step 5 is to outline the steps that you'll need to take in order to get there. Now, this is not a strategic plan in which everything is figured out. That comes later. But it's important, and it's a good thing to let people know that you are thinking about how to get there and that you have some ideas in mind. And finally, step 6 is to reference the vision in every decision, every step that you and your company are going to take. And when people ask you, why are we doing that? Go back to the vision. That will help them to, and will energize them, empower them to get behind the vision as well. In my latest book, Beyond Survival, I've written a vision for my people for the 21st century. But it's not just about us thriving, because if I'm thriving and my neighbor is not, then we are both diminished. And so in the book I do talk about how we can all thrive, not merely survive. And if you'd like any help with this, please look up my website. Very simple, my name, terrybookman.com. I personally respond to every email, and I'll be happy to help you. I look forward to sharing the future with you. Shalom.